Good evening. Hello. This is Westerfield Tolbert. This is a Mind of Valor. This is day 17 of this 30-day challenge that I am on. If you've been following the series thus far, we've been going live at least once a day, every day, to talk about every issue or many issues, particularly the A Mind of Valor 25 contiguous principles. Thus far, over the last 7 or 16 and a half days, so far, we've discussed reciprocity, relationships, responsiveness, orientation, vision, vices, ambition, attitude, language, resolve, among other things. For today's conversation, I would like to first say thank you if you've been following the series so far. It's not easy to tune in every day and it's not easy to go live every day, but that is the goal. And therefore, that is the prerequisite for achieving this. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following along. And I look forward to 18, 19, 20, and so on and so forth. Today, I'm again broadcasting a little earlier in the day. Over the last couple of days, I had taken to recording later in the evenings before bed, somewhere around 10, 11 o'clock. But today's a little different. I have to travel over this weekend. And so I'm trying to get here a little bit earlier so I can get through this conversation, just so I can make sure that I'm adhering to the commitment that I had made to go at least once a day. And I was a little concerned that if I waited till later with everything that I have to do, that I might not have the time. So to now is the best time. Once again, we have been discussing why asking better questions and more critical questions and critically interrogating our biases and our traumas when we enter experiences, why it's important, and what are the benefits of that. We've talked in different ways about controlling the inputs, therefore controlling a little bit better the outputs that come from just the choices that we make and how we can get more out of the relationships that we have and how we can be more earnest and congruent in our everyday life. For today's discussion, I was reading through the list, and well, first let me say I prefaced that I was going a little earlier in the day because I noticed that my neighbors are out and they're having a real festive time. So the mic is sensitive, so we may pick up some ambient noise. But like I said, this is a process, and I have chosen to start in this organic way. I'm not starting in like a professional podcast studio or in a sound booth. I wanted to show growth and show trajectory and show that you can start where you are and from wherever you are with the resources that you have if you have the ambition to make it work. Therefore, for today's discussion, I've decided to pull from our 25 contiguous principles the word ambition. Therefore, come to my handy dandy dictionary. I keep it close by for moments like this. So I will read from the Merriam-Webster dictionary the definition of ambition, and then from there we will springboard into our conversation. So the dictionary defines ambition as in many different ways, but I'll read off a couple. An act of soliciting votes, an ardent desire for rank, fame, or power, a desire to achieve a particular end, the object of ambition, a desire for activity or exertion. Also, it goes on to define it in ways such as mean, strong desire for advancement. Ambition applies to the desire for personal advancement or preference, and it may suggest equally praiseworthy or an inordinate desire. Aspiration applies a striving after something higher than oneself, implies that the striver is thereby ennobled, an aspiration to become president someday, for example. Attention suggests an ardent desire for recognition of accomplishment without actual possession of the necessary ability, therefore, may imply presumption. But we're not talking about presumption today, we're talking about ambition. So, why is ambition on the list of the 25 contiguous valor principles? When I think about what ambition stands for and where it has its place, I want you to always keep in your mind throughout all of our discussions asking better questions, asking better questions, and asking better questions. And so, then how does being an ambitious person play into what we've been discussing? First and foremost, When it comes to what we discussed on day 7, you can look back to episode 7 for when we went into the topic of vision. Vision implies that you can see something ahead of you that does not yet exist. You can channel your imagination, you can channel your ambition, uh, and let it be a conduit for your vision. Ambition says to the world that I want something greater than what I have right now, and I'm prepared to work for it, and I'm prepared to endeavor for something higher and a greater calling. When I think about ambition and being ambitious, I see it as a definitely a defining and dividing marker among people, because you can have a desire for something but not necessarily be ambitious, right? Ambitious, being ambitious implies that you are ready to put the work in, and the thing that you're aspiring for, you're willing to exert some energy and effort towards its completion and its acquisition. So you cannot truly scale an idea. You cannot scale yourself or your capacity if you are not ambitious. This is not an ego driven thing. And this is not one where we put on ourselves a greater power than may would exist within our abilities, right? We're not faking the funk here. We are telling the funk that I am striving for that thing. I want it. I'm willing to work for it. I'm going to pursue it. And I'm ambitious because I am not sitting idly by and waiting for that thing to come to me. It's not sitting on our hands and just saying the universe will bring something to me. It's somewhat the same way that I like to look at faith. And faith is one of those things that, when uninvested or undeveloped, is wasted, right? We can't say that we truly believe in something or we have faith if we're not willing to put in the work. It doesn't equate to the same. It doesn't work. It doesn't equal out. The work, the effort, the exertion, the time, the effort, those things, that consistency, that discipline directly line up with being ambitious. Because again, you are seeing the vision for something. God may have told you something. Your experience may have revealed something to you. Your studies may have exposed you to something that you want to achieve. You want to move in a particular direction. You want to double down and bet on yourself and bet on your efforts. And as we've brought up multiple times, bet on the community around you to support you to make the ends meet where you may fall short. An ambitious person wouldn't hit a wall and just decide that they are going to quit because they can't find the pieces at that particular time, or they don't have the resources at that particular time. Ambition says, I'm going after the resources. Ambition says that I'm not going to give up. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to tap into my resources. I'm going to tap into my network. I'm going to tap into community. I'm going to take a step back and ask myself the necessary questions about what does it look like to sustain my energy through and through. Not just in the beginning when I see the thing that I want, but when I am exhausted into the process. Ambition says that I'm not going to give up, but I'm going to truly put the work, the effort in, and strive for something. That striving is an asset. That is what creating bigger dreams is about. It is what looking opportunity in the face and seeing a resemblance to something, right? We're looking in the mirror of what is possible, and let that reflection be what we are willing to close the door on some things for and close the window on some things for, to make space and to make a way for the things that we want. Ambition says that I'm willing to make sacrifices to achieve the very thing that I want. And why is this, and how does this tie into asking better questions? Ambition says that I'm willing to plan it out. I'm willing to take the time to look at the strategy that I'm putting in place and find what I am missing in this strategy. I'm going to plug the holes in the beginning and as I move down the course of the plan or the path. And I'm going to leave a trail of breadcrumbs behind me. So if I need to backtrack, I can find a way, and I'm going to leave a way for somebody else to see what I've already gone through and to learn from my experience. Ambition is such a heavy topic because a lot of people aspire for things. They want things. They yearn for material things and recognition and power and position. And the dictionary defined it as going after votes in a particular context. So hold that thought. It's the first time I'm going to take a call during a live. Hello? Okay, let me close down this live and I'll be out there. Sure. Give me just a second. Huh? I'm on my way. All right. See, this busy weekend is upon us. So I will cut it short for now, but I will come back to the topic of ambition a little bit later because I really want to go deeper into the topic and into the subject matter. But before I conclude on this day 17, I just want us to really recognize a key point. You cannot be ambitious and not be willing to put in the work. The work, the commitment is what makes and solidifies your ambition and what will make that plan a reality. Day 17, a little rushed, but nonetheless, these things happen. So I'll conclude for now, but I'll be back later.